producer of Wild Fish, Wild Places Television, and I'm out here on my home waters of Pyramid Lake, Nevada. Do a couple how-to videos that try to help you guys be more successful when you're out trolling here at Pyramid Lake or other waters. Today, our setup is the cold water, low profile line counter reel and the SST rod for the downrigger side. And one of the things that I've utilized in the last few years a lot is the line counter setup. Every time that you're trolling for whatever you're trolling for, walleye, trout, it comes down to being very specific. Size of line, the size of your leader, the weight, the presentation, and once you start catching fish, you want to be able to go right back to exactly what was working. You don't want to be guessing. One of the things that I do out here at Pyramid Lake, and a lot of times lake trout fishing that other people don't do, is I also put it behind the downrigger ball a certain distance all the time. And one of my techniques out here is I like to chase those fish that are on the bottom, 30, 40 feet. You start printing those marks. If you're running 12 feet, 14 feet, 20 feet, a lot of times those fish won't come up and eat that bait. So how do you know you're right above their head? You run 20 feet behind the downrigger ball, you drop it until your ball hits the bottom. We're fishing a big sandy clay bottom so it doesn't get stuck. And you lift it up 5 feet, 6 feet, depending on how your lure is gonna dive. We're using a lure that just dives a couple feet, so we know that that lure is right over top of that fish's head, and it generates a strike 9 out of 10 times, when a lot of times if you're running up above their head a long ways, they won't come up and eat it. I'll show you what we're doing here. So we got the line counter, we got it on 0. We're gonna run it down here. So that's perfect right there. We're at 10 feet on the line counter, and we're gonna be right behind that downrigger ball because we know we have control. If you're back there 50, 60 feet, you really can't guess how deep that thing's gonna be. You're gonna end up on the bottom, dragging whatever, not catching fish. So we're 10 feet behind the downrigger ball. I'm gonna clip it on. And then what I do is I send it down, boom, boom, boom. So we're down about 30 feet. You don't want to trust the line counter ever. You want to go until it hits bottom, bam, right there. You feel it hit bottom, lift it up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know you're there, get your setup, and you're fishing. But now you know you're gonna be right there, right in front of those fish's face, and it's gonna generate a lot more fish for you. This works lake trout fishing, here at Pyramid Lake, all over the place where those fish are relating to the bottom for structure. Just like that. That might be a good fish right there. That took all of about 2 minutes. We just went over some fish. We're actually out in 60 feet of water, which is a little deeper than what we have been fishing, but we got to 60, started marking fish right on the bottom. They're not coming up to eat it in 20 for sure. We got a flat line on that side. It's not catching fish this deep. We hit the bottom, lifted it up 5 feet, and just caught a big fish right here. This is a good one. Yeah, there you go. Look at that fish. That is a dandy. And that's the difference. Look how fat that thing is. That's the difference right there. And having the details down to a science, or just putting stuff out there not knowing where you're at. Look at the size of that trout.